More news, rumors and opinions Thursday p.m. July 25, 2024. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. KTFA Claire, Central Bank of Iraq, warns against circulation of $1 million commemorative notes. July 25, 2024. The Central Bank of Iraq renews its warning against promoting commemorative notes of the $1 million denomination used to defraud citizens. It stressed that the security and regulatory authorities will pursue those who promote these commemorative notes and take legal action against them. It pointed out that the highest denomination of the US dollar in circulation is the $100 denomination. It is noteworthy that the aforementioned commemorative note is not circulated in global currency markets as it is issued by the American Millionaires Association. And this note is not considered cash because it is not issued by the U.S. Federal Reserve and does not represent any financial instrument, and is used for gifting purposes only. The Central Bank of Iraq warned in February 2020 against circulating the $1 million denomination because it is a non-cash note. Claire, Cooperation in Communication and Training. Washington talks reveal a new Iraqi-American understanding. July 25, 2024. The U.S. Department of Defense and the Iraqi Ministry of Defense led the second U.S.-Iraq Joint Security Cooperation Dialogue in Washington, D.C., on July 22–23, 2024. Reaffirming their commitment to security cooperation and shared interest in regional stability. The two delegations discussed a range of bilateral security issues under the 2008 U.S.-Iraq Strategic Framework Agreement and in recognition of our comprehensive partnership. With Defense Minister Thabet El-Abbasi meeting with U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and representatives from the Defense Security Cooperation Agency, U.S. Central Command, the Department of State, and National Security Council staff. The Iraqi delegation included the Chief of Defense Staff, who also met separately with Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General Charles Brown, the Director of the Counterterrorism Service, the Deputy Commander of the Joint Operations Command, Iraq, and other senior defense officials. The U.S. and Iraqi delegations reaffirmed their commitment to developing Iraq's security and defense capabilities and their determination to deepen security cooperation across a full range of issues to advance the two countries' shared interest in Iraq's security and sovereignty and regional stability. The 2024 Joint Security Cooperation Dialogue builds on discussions held during Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani's visit to Washington, D.C. in April of this year and the inaugural Joint Security Cooperation Dialogue last summer. During the first Joint Security Cooperation Dialogue, the two sides decided to establish a bilateral higher military committee to analyze three factors: the threat posed by ISIS, operational requirements, and the capability levels of the Iraqi security forces, to determine the future of the international military coalition in Iraq. The dialogue continued during the Joint Security Cooperation Dialogue, building on HMC's work over the past 6 months and in celebration of the upcoming 10th anniversary of the global coalition to defeat ISIS's military mission in Iraq. A detailed joint statement on the future of the global coalition's mission and presence in Iraq is scheduled to be issued shortly after HMC's conclusion. The United States and Iraq intend to continue consultations on enhancing bilateral cooperation to ensure the lasting defeat of ISIS after more than a decade of cooperation between the international coalition and Iraq. Hamad Medical Corporation, Qatar, noted the historic achievements of the coalition in Iraq and commended the millions of victims of ISIS, including hundreds of thousands of victims who suffered in the campaign to defeat ISIS in Iraq, such as members of the Iraqi security forces, including the Peshmerga, and partner forces around the world, including the United States. Both sides stressed the importance of Iraq continuing to provide support to the international coalition to defeat ISIS in Syria and around the world. In addition, the two delegations reached an understanding on the concept of a new phase of the bilateral security relationship, which includes cooperation through liaison officers, training, and traditional security cooperation programs. The delegations also discussed efforts to build the operational capacity of the Iraqi security forces through U.S. military assistance and security cooperation programs, including through foreign military sales and foreign military financing. The two sides stressed the importance of continued cooperation to ensure the sustainability of U.S.-origin military equipment used by the Iraqi security forces. The delegations emphasized the value of professional military education and technical training programs and decided to strengthen both. They also explored opportunities to expand Iraqi participation in CENTCOM-led regional military exercises and strengthen Iraqi military relations with CENTCOM service component commands. The two sides also decided to begin work on a memorandum of understanding to provide an enhanced framework for their bilateral security relationship in the coming years, including mechanisms to ensure the continued defeat of ISIS. In support of Iraq's sovereignty and security, delegations reaffirmed that the advisory mission is in Iraq at the invitation of the Iraqi government to support the Iraqi security forces in the fight against ISIS and to support and develop the Iraqi security forces, including the Kurdish security forces. The Iraqi representatives reaffirmed their absolute commitment to protect U.S. and coalition personnel, advisors, convoys, and diplomatic facilities. Delegations discussed the continued urgent need to return displaced persons and detainees currently in northeast Syria to their countries of origin and support their reintegration. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.